morning, and wow, welcome to your church. Wonderful to look out there and see such a sea of smiling faces. Wonderful. Well, if those of you who were here for the concert last night know that Angelina and Armand are rare form. They're just doing an incredible job. I know. Yeah, go ahead, you could have floor it. Go.
You just saying that because it's true.
Yeah, right, and it's called giving joyous thanks in advance. So, you gotta live up to at least what you did at the concert. But anyway, here we are Sunday morning. They have promised us another beautiful musical performance, and Armand will be giving the talk, which I hear from anything he's told me anyway, that it's going to be absolutely incredible. So we look forward to that. I had Angelina and Armand have been here, I think we decided last night, 10 times within the past 20 years, or whatever it's been. It's been a long time, and they really are like a part of the family. They may not want to be, but they really are.
We want to be.
So, good, you are.
Unlike my family, this place accepts me.
So, after all those years, he handed me a form to introduce them.
That's it.
I know, I thought, well, gee, what more
You
can I
don't need it.
possibly... I don't, thank God, because it's not here.
That's it.
No, it was on lavender paper.
I changed the color just to confuse you. I wanted to go with your outfit. Look, doesn't this look better with her outfit?
Oh, well, it does. All right, let me see then what I'm supposed to say about this fine color.
This is going to be a very fun service, and you're totally part of it. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. I'm reading this. Armand is an award-winning songwriter and inspirational speaker whose enthusiastic presence inspires us all to love life passionately. Angelina's heart-opening and angelic voice draws from many languages. She was classically trained at Indiana University and was formerly with Epcot Center. And when you hear her, you can understand all of that. They are international performers using song, stories, and humor to remind us now to open our hearts and remember we are meant to experience heaven on earth. That shouldn't be difficult for us. And so with no further ado, here they are.
So we're going to start with a joy song. Raise your hand if over the last couple of years, that was good, several hands went up already. Yes. The guy we're going to be talking about today would have said that. Yes. Okay, we'll help you out. So how many people have had a little trouble finding peace in the last few years? Okay, so, and that's perfectly normal because our human self really has a difficulty with change and certainly has a difficulty with our other brothers and sisters at war with each other. And that is natural and it should be that way. The good news is no one can ultimately take our peace. Nothing can take our peace. We have the opportunity to go within and regain that peace at any moment. And one way we make peace in the world is making peace with ourselves. So this is called Make Peace. It's from our album, The Never Ending Story. And the words are simple. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Okay. There will be a special appearance by 10%. Y'all met him last night. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. We got a hand movement, it's like the Macarena. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. All right, help me out, folks. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Hello, Cajun lady. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. If every journey begins with a single step, I'm taking my first step now. If we are to be the change that we want to see, I'm changing myself now. Always a good place to start, the one in the mirror. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Don't get a little funky. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Yeah. Instead of waiting for there to be peace on earth, make peace within you now. Yo, 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 don't wait for peace to come. Be the change you want to see. Gandhi said that, yo. So y'all met him last night. That's Ty Boy, aka 10%. And I don't think he'll be doing anything else this morning because she really hopes I'm going to outgrow this rapper phase I'm in. But I'm not. Okay, now do we have anything like announcements or daily word or anything that would go on here? What would you like to do here, or I can just keep going?
I think you might just as well keep going.
Okay.
I mean, we do daily word and announcements every week. But one announcement.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone needs to linger after the service because it's another one of the world's best potlucks. We've got a dining hall set up. Yes, y'all stay, y'all stay.
I told him you don't need to bring food because we practice the loaves and fish philosophy. There's always enough.
Oh yeah. Yes, yeah. So must stay for that, and I would say just go ahead. Everybody knows we have Wednesday class, and we'll be doing that. So.
Angelina, tell a joke while I look up something real quickly.
No pressure.
Okay, I'm going to say the one that he said last night because I usually tell this one and he already told it last night. So you're going to have to hear it again for those of you who heard it last night. Why don't Buddhists vacuum in corners?
Vic, why don't
Why
they?
don't they, babe?
Why?
They want to stay centered.
Yes.
Why else don't they?
Because they don't want to have attachments.
They don't have any attachments.
That was really
So there's a story here because Vic's parents came to see us at the church that was at the Christian Science Church years and years ago. And because they live in the area, Vic told my friend Armand's there, he's weird, but go check him out. So they came to the concert and they're Indian. So he loved hearing anything like that about Buddhism or Hinduism or anything like that. So he got a good kick out of it. He told Vic the next day, Vic, why do Buddhists don't vacuum in the corners? So that was really fun. Okay, so let's do
They were
this.
also doing something after the potluck.
Yes, at 12:45, after the potluck, we're going to be doing a heart healing meditation in here where Angelina will play this harp on every person. And each will get about 3 minutes of the actual harp, but I will be walking around with a lot of other sacred sound instruments. And I believe we did this about 4 years ago when we were here, I was wanting to do a flute class, and Connie and Reverend Nancy did kind of a poll and asked everybody. They said, we really like that meditation instead, so you know what? Go direct it. If you want to make God laugh, tell her your plans. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do the whole meditation this morning is really going to be based around that inner peace, that idea of finding the joy. So we're going to start off with the heart of the mother. Now, many of you already know this song, but this is going to lead us into the meditation today. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of the love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Okay. It is right there. Okay. And we hope you will sing along. This is written by my friend Michael Stillwater, but it's probably one of the most famous New Thought songs out there. with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. I am one with the heart of the mother. I am one with the heart of love. I am one with the heart of the Father. I am one with God. Ave Maria, Kyrie We honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. We honor the place in you of love, light, truth, and peace. We honor the place in you where when you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, there is only one of us. Namaste. And allow that idea of oneness to help you quiet your mind and allow the music to take you on your very own sacred journey. As we close the outer eyes and quiet the mind, it can be helpful to bring our attention to the breath. The simple breath which animates all of life. Often called the breath of Om, the breath of God, the breath of the universe, the sacred inspiration. Follow the music in your mind's eye. go where it takes you. Very gently now, begin to bring your attention to this time, this place, this sacred sanctuary, and this holy now moment. The sanctuary where we come to remember the truth of who we are and to share that truth with the world at large. Where we remember that only in this very now moment can we truly experience the peace of God. Thank you, Great Spirit, Father, Mother, God, Goddess, Universe, all that is. We are grateful, and so it is. Amen. Angelina will now lead us in singing the Lord's Prayer, if you know it, and I will speak the Aramaic. Agun de Boshmaya. Nitakadashmach. Tete Maututa. Aulan Lachma Mesuknan Yamana Washwoklan Halbain I Kanan Dafnan Joaquin El Hayabain.
And leave us not
Ulatalan.
into temptation,
El Misiona.
but deliver us
Ela Pasana.
from evil.
Mimbisha.
For thine is the kingdom,
Vital Vilaki Mafuta.
the power,
Uhaila Utishbokta.
and the glory forever.
Allah. Amin. Amen. And we invite you to breathe these words in. These words given to us by our great way shower, reminding us that we were meant to experience heaven on earth right now.
And heaven on earth, hearing these angels singing, so angelic voices singing with me. So
Yeah.
I usually don't hear that, or people don't sing with me, and I loved it. So thank you, angels.
You just love the extra support, especially today. Let's talk a tiny bit about one of our big differences. So, we're doing a new service today, and I'm thrilled and excited and blown out of my mind. And Angelina's scared to death. Now, what's the opposite? What's the flip side of scared to death? Excitement. They both go together. And I can tell you that I'm not all excited, and I'll tell you how I know that there's something that's scared. My right leg has been shaking. So the body doesn't lie. So my right leg is experiencing the other side of that coin. Oh my God, we're doing something brand new. I hope I do everything right. And Nancy already knows I won't. Because my personality is something's going to slip out this. Anyway, that's just the way it is.
It is true, because we're very different. We're very complementary. But he just wings it. He'll just stand up here, and I have little like cheat sheets and stuff to kind of keep us on track. And so I'm, I get a little more nervous than you do. That is for sure.
That's it. So anyway, let's do
Well,
some.
I'm going to just do an update.
Yes.
Last time we were here, it was just out of COVID, and we were talking about how we handled it, being inside all the time and on, how it was very helpful to me, being an introvert, that to be home, and I didn't realize how burned out I was getting being on the road 280 days a year, and I always wanted to go home. I wanted to be home, get things done at home. We just came back from a month-long tour out in Arizona, New Mexico, and I did really well. I didn't really ever go, oh my God, when are we going home? I miss Mr. Kitty. When are we going to get home? Until like the day we were leaving home. It took us 3 days to get home. And the day that we were leaving to go home, like, oh my God, we're going home. So I hope that stays with me, because it feels so much better to not think all the time, I need to be home right now. And just when we're finally going home, going, oh my goodness, we're going home. So I just wanted to update.
And I said a prayer for that. God, we'd like somewhere between 2019 and 2020. 2019, we were overworking. 2020, we didn't work at all. Can we find a happy medium? And I will do my best to help her with that. Well, her favorite wine changed because of this, because of COVID. It used to be her favorite wine was, when are we going home? But now it's changed to, I love going on tour and I love being home. So that's good. All right, so we would like to talk about this little guy. What is that? Okay, I would like to sum up the Course in Miracles in 4 words. Who studied the Course in Miracles? There are thousands of books on the Course in Miracles because people have trouble getting it. My mom used to say when I was reading another New Thought book, she'd say, Armand, what's in your New Thought? And I would say, well, it's talking about love and oneness. She goes, you're reading another book on the same subject? I said, Mom, it's all the same subject. Love, God, spirit, oneness, forgiveness. It's all the same subject. It basically says we're all one, be nice to each other. So yes, we're all reading it and learning it, but I can sum up the Course in Miracles in these 4 words. Love is a boomerang. Exactly. So we want you to sing along with us on this. It's one of our most popular songs. Love is a boomerang. Everybody sing with me. Love is a boomerang. Give it away and it comes right back. Love is a boomerang. Hear the words that gonna set you free. Love is a boomerang. You give it away and it comes back. Love is a boomerang. Love is a boomerang. Give it away and it comes right back. Love is a boomerang. Love is a boomerang. Give it away and it comes right back. And listen, everybody, what's burning in my soul. It's something you can use, gonna make you help us save that hole. You read it in the Bible, it's in the golden rule. You don't need to hand out everything new. Love is there for you. I said, love is a boomerang. So is money, so is kindness. Love is a boomerang. Give it away, it's gonna come right back. Love is a boomerang. So is anger, so is judgment. Love is a boomerang. Give it away, and it comes right back. When you wake up in the morning, try a different attitude. Instead of drinking coffee, fill yourself with gratitude. Try loving everything you see. It'll change the way you live. There ain't no way to outgive God, I guarantee you. Love is a boomerang. So is money, so is kindness. Love is a boomerang. Give it away, it's gonna come right back. Love is a boomerang. So is anger, so is judgment. Love is a boomerang. Give it away, it's gonna come right back. Love is a boomerang. I feel the power in the house today. Love is a boomerang. Hello, everybody out there in CBS land. Love is a boomerang. Or is that Facebook? Woo! Oh, help me, Jesus. Woo! Love is a boomerang. Give it away, it's gonna come right back. Love is a boomerang. So is money, so is kindness. Love is a boomerang. Give it away, it's gonna come right back. Love is a boomerang. So is anger, so is judgment. Love is a boomerang. Give it away, it's gonna come right back. Give it away, it's gonna come right back. Can't give it away, it's gonna come right back. Can I get an amen? Amen. Woo! Hallelujah.
All right, so putting out positivity and kindness, it comes back to us, and doesn't it just feel good when you're being kind to someone, and even if it doesn't like come back to you right away or directly, it opens our heart and feels good to be kind and giving.
And John Lennon would call that instant karma. Instant karma, one of his big instant karma's gonna get you. So that's it, because you feel good when you're doing nice things. How many people have ever judged themselves or anyone? How's that working for you? It feels terrible, even if they don't know. You know, sometimes we do things because we think it's going to hurt the other person, but what is the old saying? Putting out negativity towards another person is like taking poison, hoping the other guy's going to die. Right? It just doesn't work. Okay, so yeah.
And so today we have a new title.
That's right. Today's title is Let's Have a TED Talk. Anybody have TED Talk? Watch TED Talks? They're fantastic.
Right, TED Talks are great. They inspire us. They give us information, and so we love watching TED Talks because they make us want to do more and be more of our greatness.
Now the challenge is we're not going to be doing an actual TED Talk. We're going to be doing a talk about a guy named Ted.
That's right.
That's right. And we hope that you will get lassoed by this guy named Ted. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? Who is it?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso, yeah. So raise your hand if you've watched at least 2 episodes of Ted Lasso. I knew it. Everywhere we go, nobody's ever heard of it. This is the greatest TV show in the world. It's on Apple TV. Oh, I have a disclaimer.
The members are Armand and Angelina, not referring any money intended with Apple TV and is exclusively affiliated.
Anyway, so we have nothing to do with Apple TV, except that this is our favorite show in the whole world. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background, and then I'm going to go into that character and try to stay in Ted Lasso character during the talk. So, this guy is a super positive guy. This guy is a super kind guy. This guy is a Midwestern football coach that gets hired to go to England to coach a soccer team, what they call football. And it's a Premier League, like their version of the NFL kind of thing for our football. And they can't stand him. They've watched some videos of him. They hate him. They don't know why he's coming there. And they do everything possible to bring him down and send him away. And he ends up winning their hearts. And that's all I'm going to tell you, because it's worth $4.99 for 1 month just to binge, 2 seasons of Ted Lasso. It would be worth it. And the money you're going to do the Apple TV and the Armand and Angelina. Okay, let's do that disclaimer. We have nothing to do with it. So, let's go into character. How y'all doing? I'm Ted Lasso. I'm your new coach. This is my wingman, Coach Beard.
That's
Wait, wingman. That don't sound right because she's a girl. Wait, wing woman. That's my wing woman. Nobody says wing woman. Wing person must be political. That sounds sterile. Wait, I got it. Wing angel. That's not wing angel. Because that's not male or female. That's gender neutral.
So Ted, what's the feeling when you come into a New Thought church?
Well, I'll just tell you, I got to tell you something right now. I love the feel of a New Thought church. Feels like potential. Who has raised their potential by being in a New Thought church? Absolutely. Now, so you're my wing angel.
That's a greatness of showing the greatness in everything.
Showing the greatness in everything. Like, I'll tell you something. You might be my wing angel. Do you believe in angels?
I believe in angels. Do you all believe in angels?
Yes.
Awesome.
Ted, do you believe in angels?
Okay, so I do believe in angels, but I think it's more important that they believe in themselves.
Ah, good point, right?
That's an example of how Ted, myself, figures out a way to encourage people to love themselves.
Believe.
Yeah, believe. I believe in belief. Yeah. I mean, I don't even believe in the word impossible. When I see impossible, I say I'm possible. See? Positivity.
Right.
So what we got over there, Coach Beer? What you got for me?
What about liability versus potential?
That's right. See, again, we talked a little earlier this morning about the flip side of the coin. There's a liability to every situation. There's a liability to me doing this new talk today that I'll forget everything I'm supposed to remember. But there's a potential that I'll say something new that I didn't even think about that'll help me. Okay, we teach what we need to learn. Why does Ted Lasso and I teach positivity? How many people know what the Enneagram is? Okay, just a few. So the Enneagram is a personality profile. Ted Lasso is a 7 on the personality profile, which is what I am as well. Ted Lasso also is a fast person, which means he has ADHD, which is also what I have, so I can relate to him a whole lot. ADHD 7s, we tend to want to teach what we have the most trouble feeling. Joy and happiness and worthiness. So we decide we're going to become teachers. Why? So we hope that we get some of what we teach. Okay, so that just gives you an example. We teach what we need to learn. Okay. What else you got on there?
Well, I think, right from the
Give me
start
those.
here, we should hand something out to everyone.
I love handing stuff out to everyone. When you hand something out to everyone, it makes you feel good. When you give and receive, it makes you feel good. And you know why that is? Because they're the same. If there's only one of us, which New Thought teaches, then when we give, we're receiving because we're part of what we're giving to. Amen. Hallelujah.
So-
I just wrote that. I'm pretty happy about it.
So we're going to give out little cards to everyone. We've given these out years ago at a concert here. So if you were there, you're getting another batch of them, because what they say is thank you for who you are and doing what you do. Who you are is important, and what you do is appreciated. And so we like to give these out to people who just go above and beyond, bringing kindness, joy, and inspiration to everyone around them. It could be a waiter or waitress. It could be a hotel housekeeper. And so we like to give them out to them to let them know that they're doing a great job, and maybe to give it to someone who needs a little encouragement. They don't see their light. We give out the card just so they see how great they are.
Hallelujah. And this is a song by my friend David Alt. Do we all, any David Alt fans out there? This is his song, I'm Here to Remind You. Ted Lasso is here to remind you of your magnificence. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. I long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. I'm here to remind you how much you're truly loved. And we're definitely here to remind you all of that. Thank you very much.
And I forgot to mention, with the cards, there are 5 in each little package. So we would love for you to take one and keep it for yourself, and then have fun handing out the other 4.
So I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of Don Miguel Ruiz. Any Don Miguel Ruiz fans? Angelina and I have worked with him a few times at some different Lightworkers conferences. He's most famous for the 4 agreements. So we're going to talk a little bit about how the 4 agreements work with me, Ted Lasso. I'm Ted Lasso, and I'm your new coach. And how they work within unity. But first I have to acknowledge my good friend here, Fatina, because when Fatina and I met, I decided to share with her some ideas about New Thought, and she decided to share some of her ideas about Islam, and guess what? They're weaving together all over the place. And she told me something that I did not know. Now y'all probably know this. I probably learned about it, but I scrolled into something else when it was told to me. But do you know that Jesus, our way shower, is a big dog in Islam? I mean, he's a big guy. I mean, they love Jesus in Islam. I didn't know that because some of the more traditional churches have tried to tell us that we don't have anything in common with these other religions. But how many people knew that Jesus was a big guy in the Islam religion? Well, see, okay, so maybe some of you new folks learned that too that didn't know that. So that's awesome. And if you look at the great proverbs of the great religions, like the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, there's a different one for each religion, a different version of that same thing. It's almost like we're all one.
How about that?
It's almost like there's many paths, but only one God. That awesome? Yeah. Now, let me just tell you something. You know what the happiest animal on earth is?
Goldfish.
The goldfish. Do you know why the goldfish is the happiest animal on earth? Shortest memory. We beat ourselves up because of our memories. I got to share with you, this is the first time I've ever worn these. I got my Ted Lasso shoes here, socks here. They say, be a goldfish. They got the British flag, and they got little army men because he uses army men to help people feel more protected. I paid $20 for them socks. His whole outfit. His outfit was just a bunch of Angelina's dish rags she left around the house. I put them together. By the way, Angelina told me when I got this outfit, she said, that's a little much. I said, I've been hearing that my whole life. She said, well, I'll make a deal with you. You're not going to wear that to church, are you? I said, I'd love to wear this to church. She says, please don't wear that to church. She says, I'll make a deal with you. Why don't you wear black pants with it to tone it down a little bit? So I did that, and she was right. I said, we're going to New Smyrna. They love us. There's no way they're going to get rid of us. Can I please wear it?
At a church that knows us and loves us. But he did ask this morning, he has these fuchsia sneakers, and he said, can I wear my fuchsia sneakers?
Yeah.
I didn't bring them, so he had to wear these.
See, our house is a little bit like Congress. I'm Congress. I have many different confusing thoughts going on at all times. And Angelina's like executive power. She can veto anything I say. So that's good. And that's okay. That's okay. Give the queen. Put the crown on the queen. All right. So let's talk a little bit about 4 agreements. What's a good agreement?
Well, the first one is be impeccable with your word.
Be impeccable with your word. Okay? Now, one way to be impeccable with your word is never tell yourself or anybody that there's something wrong with them, because that is not being impeccable with your word. Now, you can say your behavior sucks. You know, you stepped on my toe, or something like that. That's different. That's like telling somebody, hey, this behavior doesn't work. But don't tell yourself or other people that there's something wrong with them. Or especially yourself. I just want to give an example of how maybe you've done something like that before.
Well, I am very hard on myself. I'm the biggest critic. And so, you know, I can look in the mirror and I see all my flaws. It's usually my hair. You know, it's frizzy. I can't do anything with it.
There's a name for that, right? A lot of people have the disease, men and women. Fabio had it. It's called anorexia nervosa. It means you look in the mirror and your hair never looks right. I have that too sometimes.
So I'm going to give an example of what Ted would say, right? Oh my gosh, my hair, I'm having a bad hair day. It looks so bad today.
Ted would say, I don't treat that like Woody Allen on the clarinet. I don't want to hear it. So basically, Ted, anytime anybody puts themselves down, you know, he comes back with a statement. He doesn't want people around him to put themselves down. And they feel it after a while that he's really genuinely concerned. Now, some people try to get you not to talk about yourself or complain about yourself or any of that in a different way because they don't want to be bothered by it. Ted doesn't try to get you to not talk bad about yourself because he's bothered by it. He wants you to not talk bad about yourself because he knows you're bothered by it. You see, he might say something like that. I'm going to treat that like Yoko Ono singing on the Beatles album. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, it's the same kind of thing.
So another way to be impeccable with your word is to always ask yourself, is it kind, is it true, or is it necessary? Right?
Kind, true, necessary. So here's an example. True is the first thing you ask if you're going to say something to somebody. Is this true? Well, if it's not, don't say it. Unless it's April Fool's Day and you're pranking your wife all day.
All day.
Hey, Coach Beard, tell them what the greatest prank I did for you on April Fool's Day. It was awesome.
Okay, so our bedroom is upstairs. I was downstairs and I heard this big crash upstairs. So I run upstairs.
She also heard Armand saying some words we can't say in church.
That's right. And so the flat TV was on the floor, like face down. And so, and Armand's all upset, and oh my God, I moved it, I tried to clean behind it, and so I'm just trying to support him and be calm and not say, you know, like, everything's okay, it's okay, it could be worse, you know, anything like that. And
by the way, it could be worse. Please don't say that to people. That is what's called toxic positivity. And I'm going to tell you why. We're going to go into that real quickly, because that's also, can I jump into here?
Jump in.
Yeah, I'm jumping. No, finish your story. Doggone squirrel.
Don't forget. I'll remember
Okay.
for you talking about it. So everything was unplugged. I said, well, I'm sure it'll work. It's going to work. I know it. I just know it. And we put it back up, and it wasn't a scratch, crack, or anything. I'm like, it's going to work. It's going to work. It doesn't work. He unplugged it. It was on the floor. And so he goes, well, maybe if I plugged it in. He plugged it in. It worked. He gently put it on the floor and made this big bang with a chair or something. And the whole thing was an April Fool's.
Yeah.
Right?
I said, honey, what's today? She said, April. She goes, oh, and then she said some words I can't say in here. Let's make a whole day praying. But anyway, we want to be impeccable with the words. So let's talk a little bit about impeccable positivity versus toxic positivity. Now, how many people have heard the phrase toxic positivity? Sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Guess why? Because it is. If it's positive, it's not toxic. The closest phrase to toxic positivity would be spiritual malpractice. Now, who's heard that before? That's when you use spirituality to hurt other people, you know, to oppress other people. So let me give you an example. If you write a meme that says, no matter what you're going through, other people are going through bad things too, and some of them much worse, that's fine. If something happens to you, like your house gets flooded with 100 gallons of water, which happened last October, to go, everything will be okay in the end. I know there's other people whose houses are underwater during floods, and that makes you feel better, then that's not toxic positivity. But if you find out that somebody has gone through a horrible thing, let's say an animal of theirs died, and you go up, it could be worse. Both your dogs could have died. How does that, you see, right? You see? Now, they somehow think they're trying to uplift you, but that doesn't. And you can tell if it's toxic if it doesn't uplift you. Or here's another great example. Somebody says, my partner left me, having an affair with my best friend. Well, you know you created that. No. Don't use spiritual lies like that. If you want to see how you created the reality in your life, as long as you're not beating you up for it, see how you can have, here's the deal. You don't really create none of it. You co-create all of it. And guess what? Here's what you do create. The way you decide to perceive it. That is your thoughts, that's your ideas. You have control over that. But there are 7.5 billion people all co-creating together. So it's not all on our shoulders that we make every single thing happen. What happens is we co-create that with others, and we get to decide what we're going to think and feel about it. And your experience of something is what you have control over. So try not to do these toxic positivity, because that's impeccable.
So another thing that we do that we got, well, Ted taught us this. So when you say something, you might sometimes say something to answer a question in a way you think they want to hear what they want to hear. And so there's a special word.
It might not be total.
It may not be totally the truth, but you're saying it just because you think that's what they want you to say.
So when I was having trouble with my wife when I was in Kansas City, we went to see one of them therapists, and I found out something very important about it. Okay, we all know about girl talk, right? I learned what girl talk really is. Sometimes girl talk just means, girl, listen. Because I'm going to talk all the time, and I just need to listen. So our therapist said, me and my wife says, y'all need to come up with a code word. And the code word is whenever either one of you says anything and the other one is suspicious, use the code word. Now our code word is Oklahoma. I can't tell you why it's Oklahoma, but it's Oklahoma. We just came back. Last Sunday we were speaking at a church in Oklahoma. Go figure. So let's give you an example of how you use a code word with somebody.
But did you say they have to tell the God honest truth?
That's, oh, thank you very much.
When you hear the word
When
Oklahoma,
you hear the word Oklahoma, you have to tell the God's honest truth. Y'all can use that with each other. Okay, try it.
So, Armand, when we get home, how would you like to make dinner tonight?
I'd love to make dinner for us, honey.
Really?
Absolutely.
Oklahoma?
Absolutely not. No. You see, so I was being nice because I knew that's what she wanted to hear. But when she asked the God's honest truth, no, I don't want to make dinner. When Angelina says, I don't want to cook dinner tonight, I get on the phone. Hello, Hokkaido sushi. I want one spicy tuna roll. I want one miso soup, one avocado roll, and some sake. Sake to me, baby. Yeah. So that's how I cook dinner. Okay, but when I told her, yeah, I'd love to make dinner for you, sometimes we're not telling the whole truth. So we get to be impeccable with what we're word. We always get to do our best. That's another one of the 4 agreements. Always do your best. Now, I have a little issue kind of with always do your best because I believe deep down we're all doing our very best at any given moment, given the consciousness that we have at the time. Would you agree with that? But we want to intend to be our best and do our best and be as positive and be as loving and being as kind. Okay? Now, sometimes you may not do your best job. You may not play soccer, we call it football. Guess what a field is called in England, I found out? It's called a pitch. Yeah, you're going out, you don't say you're out on the field, coach, or you don't say coach. That's called a gaffer. We go out on the pitch, gaffer. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Did you know that in soccer, y'all's word for football, they can have ties? That would be the apocalypse in NFL if we ever tried to do a tie, right?
So it's not about wins or losses.
So, I have a philosophy. People get upset when my team doesn't do well. I have a philosophy. It's not about wins and losses. Okay? It's not about wins and losses. It's about doing your very best to be the best person you can be, and your best to inspire other people to be the best they can be. So as a coach, my job is not to make sure my team wins. Okay? My job is to make each person on my team feel like a winner. And guess what? We'll have more wins that way. Boom! What else we got, honey? What else we got?
Well, we can, don't make assumptions.
Oh, that's another one of them rules. Don't make assumptions. Oh, here's a good example of assumptions. See? Yeah, good assumption. So, when we make up stories, okay, we don't really know I'll give you an example. A guy gave me the finger the other day. Now I can make up an assumption that he was saying something very bad to hit me with his finger. But I just made the assumption up. He says I'm number one. That's right. I said that last night. Armand said that last night. I stole that from him. Okay. All right. Another thing that we can do with assumptions is we can size people up. Okay. You size people up and you figure out already what's going on. And that's not cool. There's an old saying, it's attributed to Walt Whitman, but I don't think he really said it. Don't be judgmental, be curious. Okay? Don't be judgmental, be curious. Be curious as to why somebody says it. Don't automatically say, well, they voted for that person, they must be a bad person. Be curious. Why'd you vote for that person? Well, they were in alignment with my ideology or whatever. You get to learn something about people when you're curious versus being judgmental. I've been judged for many things in my whole life. They weren't being curious. You know, people aren't being curious about why is Armand so weird. I was judgmental of Armand. And then I found out through a TED Talk called Failing at Normal, and it's all about what ADHD people go through their whole life to try to fit in with other people. And I thought, oh my God, I've been working so hard. So when I started to learn about it and I got a little help, a little supplementation, a little medication, a little bit of therapy, I understood vastness even more. It was like putting on glasses and being able to see for the first time without squinting. Now I could pull it off. I could pull out fitting in a normal world, not knowing anything, but it was a lot of work. And I always tell people, you should not have to do all that work all the time just to feel good. Find what you need. Get support. Get in some kind of a group. Get some medication if you need it. Eat better. Do more exercise. I woke up here, was that?
Meditate.
Meditate, yeah, meditate, and medicate, whatever. Some of you gotta do what you gotta do. The trick is I woke up the other morning and I didn't feel so good. Okay? And then we went to yoga. And I got a whole bunch of dopamine. So
And vitamin C.
And vitamin C, which is the second vitamin C in the fast world, is called Vitamin Connect. We need that. So that's it. We've got 3 of the ingredients. The only one we didn't get was don't take anything personally. That's right.
Right. Well, you know, for me, because I'm always trying to be perfect, if I hear any critique or whatever, I do take that personally. So what I'm learning and working on is don't be perfect. It's okay not to be perfect, because always trying to be perfect is exhausting.
I got to tell you, Coach, you've done a real good job. You're shooting about as close as it gets. But anyway, but the thing is, we don't have to take things personally, okay? You know, what other people say and think about you says a lot more about them than it does you. A lot more about them. So we don't have to do that. And guess what else? We get to know that things will work out. And let me talk to you a little bit about rom-coms. We're running out of time here because I could talk all day. Squirrel. How many people like rom-coms? How many people don't know what a rom-com is? A rom-com is short for romantic comedy. Okay? And rom-coms are some of our favorites. Our other favorites are rom-drams, which means it's a romantic comedy drama. And so you get a little bit of all. How many people saw the movie Coda? Coda won Best Picture this year. And Coda's performed and written all about deaf people. And so a lot of the movie they're signing, and I saw some of the signs we did, made me think of that movie Coda. Coda stars Marlee Matlin, who was in What the Bleep Do We Know? And was also in Children of a Lesser God, I believe. Won an Academy Award for that. But yeah, Coda is...
How can you watch that movie?
You have to get Apple TV.
Oh, that's Apple TV.
No money on the Apple TV. There's no affiliation in any whatsoever. Anyway, yeah, but it's on Apple TV. It's Coda. It won the Best Picture of the year, and it's all about the challenges that you go through as signing and not being able to hear. And so it's fantastic. So, but yeah, everything will be okay in the end. Romantic comedies, if a bunch of really attractive people living in wonderful lifestyles in a movie can end up getting past all their troubles, don't you think we can? Okay, so I believe in communism, rom-communism. That's romantic comedy. I'm not putting some of these jokes you get later on tonight. Anyway, I believe in rom-communism. I believe that life can be a romantic comedy. Okay. Sometimes life is really challenging. Anybody ever had that? In a movie, that would be called The Dark Forest. Okay. Now, they never put the Dark Forest in the beginning of the rom-com. or the end, or the end of the rom-com, or the beginning of the fairy tale. It's always smack dab in the middle. And many times we are smack dab in the middle, okay? Fatina and I always reach out to each other when we're in that dark forest and remind each other we will get through it, okay? Remind each other that everything will be okay in the end. And if it's not okay,
Right.
so that's
Here's the phrase I always say to myself. Actually, it comes from a minister, a unity minister who passed a couple of years ago. And she comes to me and whenever I'm stressed and can't do something, she always says, "You got this." And that just helps me so much because sometimes I need it a lot. And I always hear that voice, "You got this." And so that's a really good thing for me when I'm stressed. Just go, "Okay, I got this."
you got this. Quick question. If you had the choice to be a panda or a lion, which one would you be? Raise your hand if you'd be a panda. Raise your hand if you'd be a lion.
Leo.
Now there is no, that's right, there is no right or wrong answer, it's just different. Now Rebecca, who happens to own the team that I manage in England, she said there's only one answer, lion. And I said, why? She goes, what's red, white and black and red all over? I go, I don't know, a book? She goes, no, a panda that gets anywhere near a lion. Now, the thing is, but I asked one of my players, whose name is Jamie Tart. You know who Jamie Tart is, a little hot shot. I asked him, Jamie Tart, panda or lion? And he goes, on me, why would I want to be anything else? And I was like, I don't think you know how emotionally healthy that actually is. Anyway, all right. So let's finish off with everything will be okay in the end. I know you already know the words. Did I cover everything? Did I cover all my points, honey? Probably not, but who cares? We're just having fun.
I think you did.
We did. Positivity versus true.
We're out of time, Armand.
We're out of time. Whoa, we're out of time. So we're going to sing our song. Everything will be okay in the end. Now, by the way, I'm getting ready to put a hat on right here. This is not cultural appropriation. This is cultural appreciation. Thank you. So we're going to sing this song. It's kind of an islandy reggae song, and so we want to get the islandy reggae thing going. Okay, hit it, honey. I can't believe I talked so long. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Nothing in this universe will ever last. So if you're feeling low, this too shall pass. Cause everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. It won't be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Sing it again. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Let's sha-la-la-la-la-la. 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 Every happy song has some sha-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Even when the darkness seems to hide your way, after every night, a brand new day. Even when the darkness seems to hide your way, after every night, a brand new day. A brand new day. A sunny day. It was raining here last night, now it's a sunny day. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Alright, sha-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la. Okay, here comes the tricky part, you people. Even when it all just seems to go your way, don't get attached, it's gonna change. Even when it all just seems to go your way, no matter how many times you saw The Secret, it's still gonna change. That's okay, everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Just the audience for the camera. day. It's not the end. It's not the end. Can't believe all they do is talk about politics on TV. It's not the end. It's not the end. It's not the end. But this is the end. How y'all doing? I'm Tim Razzle. I'm your new coach.
Boy, that Ted can talk.
Why is my alarm going off?